This is Mr. Gillum, and today we're going to be ordering positive and negative numbers. This is in your Practice and Problem Solving book on page 133. 5 students draw number cards at random and make a human number line. The table shows the number that each student drew. So you can see the table here with the students in the left-hand column. These are the names of the different students, and the numbers that they drew on the right-hand column. It says, from left to right, how did the students arrange themselves to form the number line? So the first thing we could do is we could, if we're visualizing their number line, is we could visualize our own number line by drawing a number line. So it looks to me like the one that they drew in your book, they made plenty long. If that's 0, and they probably noticed, okay, well, the biggest, when I do this, I always think, okay, what is the farthest number from 0? And I try to have both sides mirrored on my number line. So if I was considering the absolute value of the numbers here, the distance they are from 0, I would know right away that 3.2 is the farthest distance I am from 0. So I probably need to number my number line at least that far. So there's 3 and there's 4. And there's -1, -2, -3, and -4. So that's what I do. I consider the absolute value. I think about the one that is farthest from 0, and I make sure my number line will at least go that far on both sides. So that number and its opposite. After they've drawn the number line, they even decided to put halves in here as well as reference points. That's 1.5. There's half, -half, -1.5, -2.5, -3.5. So please make your number line as specific as necessary to complete the assignment. We'll just start with Ina. She's at -1.5 or -1.5 or -1 5/10. That means she is 1 5/10 away from 0 in the negative direction. So there's 1 5/10. You can see that that's where Ina is at. And then we have Joe next. He's at 2.1. That's in the positive direction. So he's just a little bit past 2 and definitely less than a half. And that is Joe. Okay, and then we have Kit, who is -3.2. So he is 3.2 away from 0 in the negative direction. That is Kit. And then we have Larry, is 1.7 in the positive direction. That is a little bit bigger than 1.5 and a little smaller than 2. That's Larry. Larry. And then finally we have May, or Mai, however you'd like to pronounce that. May at -0.4. That is 0.4 or 4/10 away from 0 in the negative direction. So not even halfway to the next hole in the negative direction. So that's May. And now we can decide which order the students are lining up. So from left to right, how do they arrange themselves to form the number line? From left to right. And I'm sure they're asking you about this somewhere on your paper right now. Kit, Ina, May, Larry, and Joe. And so, again, using a number line is a great strategy for numbering, for putting numbers in order from least to greatest or greatest to least. So that's it for today.